aboard, welcome aboard. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. I'm Kelly Jack, your gaming persona host for the Divid Rex channel. And when it comes to how not to game, having this many obsolete vehicles is probably how not to game. We'll find out. That's just the road ones. Throw in all these trains that I need to upgrade to. At least I don't have any boats, planes, or trams that are out of date. And I don't have any monorails yet. Yet being the key word. As we sit back down. So we got our typical messages to deal with here at the beginning. While I let it run for a little bit after the end of the last episode, just to get things going, I wound up with a speed record from the tanker truck. New road vehicles available now, the Icarus flat nose semi. So we'll have a new type of flat nose semi that'll be a little bit faster and heavier pull. Probably means that we have heavier trailers coming. And we got 18 new factories. And the factory list bears that out. At least what we've connected into. We've got the bookshop, the chemical plant. So there's two. These 4 oil wells, that takes us up to 6. 3 oil fields. Wow, 9. 2 paper mills, 11. The printing works, there's 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new timber plantations. So yeah, that's 18 new industries to serve. So we'll be busy for a while. But we're going to start with getting some things done. So unpause the game. Remember to take an autosave, or not trust autosave at the end and save. This will be our last one, I'm pretty certain. I've been pushing it, trying to see how long I can go. And this is the point where the sinus headache's beginning to kick in without the cough syrup. I'll have to take a break down and use some of the last of the cough syrup for tonight, but I'm saving it so that I can sleep. We are sitting here going with this bus here, so open the barn. Let's grab a 89. We're at 82. Nah, and then how's he running? He's running pretty full. You know what? We're going to go ahead and onto the Ashlock circulator bus route. Let's go ahead and throw that one there. Comes this guy here and tell him retire out in the field. Them things have been expired since the 40s or 50s, so I need to find that other stole. I think I've got one more. Yeah, I've got the one stole on the Ashstead station still. And I'm going to let it keep running, but it's losing money now. It's gotten to that point, so I've got to think about doing something different with it. So with that one out of the way, let's see what else we've got. We will do that to refresh. No, but still got that on there. Vehicle list, settings. Yep, it's set. Good. Well, he hasn't retired, that's why. Once he empties out, he'll retire. Once he's off the chart. I think he just did. Alright, so we got the Icarus here. He's on the Rendon circulator bus. That's another one that can launch out of this spot. And I think for that one, we're going to do an in-town bus of the... You know what? We're going to put another one of those onto it. So the Rendon circulator. And we'll go ahead and tell this guy, the Ike, to go ahead and you can retire. Spring Wren stage lines both have Icaruses on them. Icarus isn't that far out. I really don't feel like replacing the Icarus. At the same time, some of these are losing money so badly that I want to see if maybe the different bus, because the Ikes run, what, 55 cents a click? Yeah. and they're full. So if it's a full up bus, then I'm going to go ahead and switch them. So like the spring wren stage line, yeah, let's go ahead and put this guy onto the spring wren, which is that guy there. And then come to this guy and say retire. Another bus that's loaded a lot of the times is the, well, let's see here. None of the others are really loaded. That's why these guys are losing money, is they're not really picking up enough people. I do think that the spoiled water stop on the Wren's flight, the Newchester Central. So we can put another one onto Newchester Central. But Newchester is a totally different barn. We need to go to, where is he at? Okay. Ashstead, Newchester. Come on out. Get right there. Utilize the old scratch barn for him. And we will put on line 37. One of those and tell this guy to retire once he's unloaded. And that should take care of him. Barker's Town Hall, I'm going to leave him with what he's got. The Wren's flight, we're still waiting. He is set to retire, isn't he? No. So, what did I do here? I could have swore I told you to retire. So we'll retire you at the end. I think there's 2 buses on the Wren's flight, and by putting the single faster bus on there with more capacity, will be capable. We'll see. All right, so that takes care of those guys. Now it's time to start talking about trains. And again, this is all going to be about the trains, because especially like this guy, the Spring Waster Oiler. Look at which cars we got. We got Kahans. That's the oldest tank car there is. This thing ain't going to be making money. So let's go ahead and on the Spring Waster Oiler, go ahead and prepare him to actually, I'm going to retire him out in the field. Just retire him right now. Spring Waster. Spring Waster Oiler. Hi. Yep, so he's Brent's benzene, so that'll get us over to the right. By the old HQ. And we're going to put because we now have a new 40 kilometer one that can do 120. For $4. You know what? Let's give that a try. I want to see how these work out financially for me. And we said this was the Spring Waster. And Spring Waster Oiler. No, I said the Spring Waster. Get him out there. And starting to run. Sorry about that. Oh, joy. This cold is going to kick me for a few more years, I have a feeling. Also got steel cars that could probably use some upgrades. Our steel cars are still pretty much just the one available, the DMCs. But we can put an SD onto these guys, I think. So let's go ahead and go to depot. So the steel cars will deal with differently than the tankers. The Border Brent oiler is another one we can start thinking about upgrading. And that's a good one to send to the depot now. So I'm going to send a couple of these to the depot, and then we'll start thinking about some of these other things. I think the powder puff is definitely one that I want to take and think about getting rid of and upgrading. So we're going to, the minute he unloads here, send him to the nearest depot. And we're starting to get some of those guys into the depots. Let's take a peek and see where we're at. So this guy went to this depot here, which is the, oh, he went to this guy. All right. So we're going to take off, strip the engines. We're going to put in front single SD. And can we put 2 more cars on him? Yes. And you know what? That sounds good. Let's see how that does before we mess with the other steel roller. Speeds are going to be very similar to the previous speeds, but we're now carrying a couple more cars. And only 1 engine instead of 2. So while the engine price is going to be up, that's going to be different. Let's see. This guy went into a depot. Who's in here? This guy. Okay. So again, strip these guys off. Go back to put in front. Let's slam a single SD up front. And these are the midline cars, the 45s. For $850. You know what? These are pricey. Let's go ahead and downgrade or use this car instead. Go to append. There we go. Slightly slower than I would like, but at the same time, I'm not as worried. And we're going to put him out there because he's on pretty much his own line for most of his run, if I remember right. Might slow things down by 10 miles an hour, but if so, we'll deal with it. And this guy went into this one. Okay. And this was, all right, this guy here. So again, switch to a put in front. Let's throw, oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. And there are better powder carts now as well. So we can do the 25, which is only 1 up, or for double the price, we can go boy, that's a tough decision there. I think I want to see if the pellets can do this. And there it goes. Put that cement mixer on and see how he works with a single SD40 on inline. All right. So we're going to see how those trains change the way the game plays for a little bit. Come to the sander here. And I'm going to tell him to go ahead and unload only because we're going to send him to the depot. And go ahead and upgrade his engines as well before we close out this episode. I may or may not try to get one more in tonight. All depends upon this headache. All depends upon a lot of things in life. Some other things that will be coming into the game here shortly are some special trains and such that we're going to run, and I'm going to start seeing about laying out at least one high-speed rail service. I haven't decided which towns are going to get the service or even how I want to take and build that train yet. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is it is time to start thinking about some mail and some other things for the game so that we can even generate more money. And I believe that mail is going to be a good thing to start with. I just got to choose the two cities I want to do it at first. I'll take suggestions. I mean, y'all have seen the maps. You've seen the map uh, with our town names. Let me turn town names back on. There you go. You know, that's our towns. So, you know, just pick some towns and tell me, hey, mail service this one in the comments, and I'll think about it. Probably actually do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll commit to that. And as that thing's going to take a while longer to load up now this time around, that's considerably more bulk per trip. That'll reduce the number of trips. This guy did the same thing. You know, that extra car is going to take and have him sitting out a little bit longer. You know, it does look like I've got the Dudsworth one where I'd already run the... that's interesting. What's obsolete on this guy? Oh, that's because we just fixed that line. Yeah. So it's going to always register it as that train. I forgot I should have cleared it out entirely. But we'll see how we do. Now if I generate out with, yeah, he's no longer there. it's reading the right train even though it says the wrong one at its beginning. So it's just because it was reading this list. And we've got a few more trains we can upgrade and do some things with. But that'll be next episode. And thanks for watching this episode. This has been episode 59 of How Not to Game with Callie Jack on the Devil's Towers Fixit episodes from 1969 Game Point. Doing pretty good. Friday and Saturday will be Max Chaos, and then I'm going to do a special game session on the 13th and 14th of February because only the lonely. You know, Roy says it best. But I ain't going to take and mess with it. All right. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on a later point. Have a better day than I'm having. And given this headache that's coming on, that's easy.